Hey guys, this is Abbey Hoskins with another episode of Girl Power. I am here with Rachel Starnes today, who is one of the most talented and busiest women I know. We're going to talk a little bit about her story. A big thank you to our sponsors. We couldn't do this without you. We have June and Beyond, Tees, Cavell, and Kim Breeden with Shelter Insurance. Hey Rachel, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm glad you came over to see me.
Yeah. All right, play me a song.
Okay. All right. We'll do.
I love that. That was
It's called
fun.
Rosin the Boat, and it's Beau. So it's like a boyfriend-girlfriend situation.
I like
Really
it.
fun. It's just an old folk song.
It was fun. Yeah, and you are pretty folksy.
Yes. I like the
Sweet.
folk stuff
Yeah.
so much.
For people meeting you for the first time, can you introduce yourself and tell us what your life looks like right now?
Yeah. My name is Rachel Starnes, and I'm part of the Link family, so Rachel Link Starnes. And my life right now, I am heavily involved with Cafe Jude's and the Stateroom. So those are the restaurants and cafe that my husband and I have. And then also super involved with Dawson Hollow, which is the band that me and my brothers have.
Yeah.
I also teach music. I've got over 25 students right now. And so very involved in the music side of things and then the cafe side of things.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like to think of you, like when I think of you, I think you're literally the most talented person that I know. You can play all the instruments and do all the things. So I think you're pretty cool.
I think I have ADHD, still diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I do.
Right.
So I just don't like to be bored. So I like to jump from thing to thing to thing, hence all the instruments.
Yes, I like it.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you were raised. What was your childhood like and what values were modeled for you growing up?
Yeah. I was born in Mountain Grove, Missouri, which is where my mom's side of the family is from. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and my parents both went to college for their degrees in education. And growing up, mom was teaching music, dad had his jobs, and then when Kyle, my brother, and I are very close in age. When we were getting close to like school age, mom and dad started throwing around the idea of homeschooling, and so they started homeschooling us 2 weeks before school started. In case it went badly, they could put us in school. But it ended up being a really great fit for our family. And so mom and dad both have that background, which really lent well. And so that gave us some like a unique childhood in that we could do different things. When I was 12, we moved here to Lebanon and we continued to homeschool. The homeschool group here was great. It just kind of like gave us a community and a place to sink in. And then we went to church in Marshfield, Missouri, and had another little community up there. So we were raised pretty conservative, but then we started really exploring the music side of things. And when I was, 14, 15, we really started diving into music, and that's because of Starvy Creek, the music festival in Conway.
Yes.
My dad went there, brought home some CDs, and my brothers and I were just like, this is awesome. We wanted to learn all the instruments. So mom and dad, they found us teachers. There were some people here in town that taught us. Paul Mansker, he was from here in town. Weirdly, my like 5th cousin, mom found out through the years.
That is so funny.
So we took some old-time music instrument lessons from him, took lessons at Morgan Music, found other teachers in the area. We would drive up to 2 to 3 hours to go to teachers because we loved this music. So we got all of that training. And so that we would actually use what we were learning, mom would take us to the local nursing homes. So like Lebanon North and Dove community out there. Like we would go there as little kids with our little instruments and we would just perform our lessons. And it was terrible, but it was cute. And it was also such a great experience because as a little kid performing older folks are just so happy that there's music and there's life, and like it was really just brought some life into their where they were. But it also taught us how to talk to people of all ages.
Right.
And so I was really shy and backwards as a little kid. And mom would, when we go out to play music, she's like, you have to talk to 2 people that you don't know before we leave. And like we wouldn't leave until we all talked to 2 people we didn't know. And so it was a great growing experience. So now I'm like, I can go up and talk to anybody. I don't care.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
And didn't you guys have a family band too?
Yes. So out of that grew more and more stuff. We got invited to play at like a little revival and a little festival and different things. And so, yeah, it grew pretty quickly.
I actually remember you playing at my church as a kid.
Yes. Which one was that?
It was a little Baptist church, but you were Link Union, is that right?
Yeah. So we were the Link family for years. And then we were like hitting a ceiling. We were trying to get into venues or festivals, and they wouldn't hire us because family was in the name. Because they were like, family, cute, kitschy, and like we were working so hard to be a professional thing.
Right.
And so we did change our name to Link Union at one point just to try to like expand and grow. But yeah, through those years we did we just covered everything: folk, Celtic, gospel, bluegrass, old rock, like anything that we could play, we would play. We just loved it.
So you said you're the oldest of 5, right?
Yes.
And you have all brothers.
Yes.
What was that like?
I loved it. I didn't have to share a lot of things. So I think the Lord knew I would kill a sister. Like, no. But now I have really great sister-in-laws and nieces, and I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of rough and tumble. They would be screaming, and I don't care. It's fine.
That's so funny. And you still wound up, I feel like, you still wear dresses and
oh yeah,
look
super
cute all the
feminine.
time. So, yeah.
That is because of some of my friends here in town. They were the best. Mostly the Majerus sisters. They were another family here, and they taught me like, here, this is mascara. Maybe you should go shopping with us,
That's sweet that you had that too.
Oh yeah.
So I know you played like with your parents and stuff, or your mother at least. When did you transition into just you and your brothers?
Yeah, so around 2014, 15, we started writing our own music, and we were trying to play them at the venues we were playing at, which we had done pretty much acoustic stuff and bluegrass and gospel. And then we were coming out with like, we don't even know what we are, but this is different. And it didn't really go over well. And so around 2014, 15, when we were trying this new music, we got advice to maybe start a separate band for your own music.
Right.
And so we did that. We were just writing, working with a producer, trying to get an album together. We picked a new name, and we started doing Dawson Hollow stuff, as well as the Link family stuff. So we were touring 2 bands at once for a couple of years, and that was a lot.
That is a lot.
That was a lot.
Where did the name Dawson Hollow stem from?
Yeah, so there's a community outside of Mountain Grove, Missouri, Dawson, and we lived there for a time before we moved to Lebanon. My mom's family has heritage there back to, I think it's like 6 or 7 generations now.
Oh, wow.
And like the little cemetery there, we've got family that was like born in, I think, the 1700s, buried there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And so we kind of wanted to name the band something that would always ground us and bring us back to where we came from, because we don't want to stray from that. And so that's why we chose Dawson. And our house sat down in a little hollow. So it was like this cute little country house. And it was awesome. It's where my grandpa was born. My great-grandpa farmed that land. That farm is now a century farm because my aunt lives there now. So it stayed in the family.
That's very cool.
So yeah, that's where our name comes from.
I love that. That's so unique. So if you think back on life, what experiences or moments shaped you to become the woman you are today?
Oh, there's a lot of them. Moving to Lebanon was a big one. As a 12-year-old kid, like being uprooted from living in the same town as grandma and my church I'd always grown up with, my friends, and like moving here as like a teenager.
12's a hard age.
It was a huge time. And so then moving here, finding our community here and finding friends here really changed my life so much. And I love my people.
Right.
Yeah. And then music itself totally has changed my life, because I love being on stage and I love performing music. And I don't think I would ever not want to do that. I just love that. So that was definitely a huge shaper for me. In my mid-20s, I had a divorce.
Mhm.
So that was hugely monumental, shaped everything, and made me question, like, all right, what do I actually believe?
Right.
What is important in life and how to rebuild from that. So that was massive.
Mhm.
And then in my late 20s, I met Matthew and we got married. And then we started taking over Jude's in 2020. And so that in itself has expanded myself so much. I've
Right.
never done customer service. I've never done food. And so the last 5 years, such a huge learning curve. I've only ever worked with my family.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Now you get everyone.
now I have employees. I'm like, this is a whole new experience. And so I learned so much.
But
And
you
I'm
guys are
learning
like
every day.
yeah, you're like a staple now, and I couldn't imagine the community without you. So another question I have, how did you and Matt meet?
Yes, we met on Tinder.
Oh, how fun.
Because we were touring so much with music, and I was like, I just want to go on a date when I get home.
Mhm.
And so and my cousin had just told me, he's like, I've been at 3 weddings this year. They were all Tinder weddings. I was like, well, I guess I'll try online. Okay. So we started chatting through Tinder, and then it turns out we know so many of the same people because he's from here too.
Mhm.
But we just had never crossed paths. Like our house, where I grew up outside of Lebanon, was like the next farm over was his great grandma's farm.
How
So,
crazy.
but
It's
we
like
had
invisible string theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is kind of like an ad for Tinder too. If you need
I haven't been on there for a long time, so I don't know about that.
right, maybe the scenes changed.
Yes.
That is so cool. So how did you decide to buy Jude's and make that jump? That
Yeah.
sounds like a crazy jump from just music.
So Matt was teaching English at the time, and when we travel, love coffee shops. Coffee shops are the staple. If we're going to a new town, we'll get there like an hour early and scout out coffee.
Mhm.
We just love that. And it just kind of gives you a taste of the community. And my brothers and I just love coffee too. So we always wanted Lebanon to have that. And at the time, there were lots of drive-throughs and there were good coffee options, but there wasn't that come in, sit down and study and chill out at a coffee shop.
Right.
And so Kylie Bartholomew and Matt went to school together, and that's something they had always talked about is like, we need this in Lebanon, we need this in Lebanon. And so she started Cafe Jude's,
Mhm.
but at the time it was Jude's Coffee Company. And after she got it built up and started, about a year later, she approached Matt about taking it over. And so it was just kind of a great transition time. COVID was happening, teaching was crazy. We couldn't hardly tour at all. So it was kind of a perfect, almost divine time to like, well, let's try this new thing.
Yeah.
So Matt stepped out of teaching. And we were still doing music and still recording and stuff, but we couldn't tour a lot at that time. So we really got to sink our teeth into and take over the cafe.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was some baked goods, not a lot of food, just a few little options. And so that's Matt's side. He loves the food side of things. So he really built up adding a breakfast menu and a lunch menu and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what happened in 2020. Kylie handed it over to us, and
When did you and Matt get married?
17.
17. So you're still kind of like new into marriage too, and then you jump in and take over a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And you guys are always busy too. So you move over to the downtown location. And can you tell me about what you've got going on upstairs?
Yes. So when we moved over to the downtown location, the guy who bought these buildings approached us about coming here, and it was just such a great fit. We are currently managing 2 of the buildings down here. The cafe is on one side, and above that is where we live. So we have our apartment up there. And then this other side has the kitchen in the back and stateroom here where we are now. And above us is our offices. We rent a photography space to David, and then some storage. And then on the 3rd floor is an Airbnb. And so that's something Matt's done since before we got married, Airbnb.
Yeah.
And so it's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. It's so fun. There's exposed brick, and it's just an old building, and it's so fun.
Yeah, I got to walk through it a while back, and it's crazy how big it is.
It's massive.
It is, and you wouldn't think that.
No,
but it's incredible. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So if you need an Airbnb too, that's the place.
Keep in mind there are 40 stairs straight up. No elevator.
Right.
Yet. Someday we are trying to work on that.
Yeah, that's funny. So, what's a challenge that you've had to overcome that really stretched you or taught you something?
Having employees, I
Mhm.
think, is the hardest thing for me because there's so many things to balance.
Right.
Because you're balancing different personalities, different egos. You're trying to grow the business, but you're trying to like also serve the community, but serve your employees, but make smart choices, have boundaries yourself.
Right.
Like there's so many layers. And that's probably the biggest challenge that I'm still working on.
But it seems like you've managed it with grace. All of your employees seem to hang around.
They are really great people.
Yes,
They
I love
really
them.
are.
It's always the same happy faces, and I know they're going to make my coffee, and it's going to be great.
I love that.
So, what part of what you're doing right now feels the most meaningful to you? Whether it's in music, work, whatever.
Yeah. So for music, we are currently learning and writing for the next album. So this will be our fourth album as Dawson Hollow. And I'm very excited about these songs. It's been almost 2 years since we released a full album.
Mhm.
We've had a little song here, a little song there. We've done remixes and reimagines and covers and things like that. But we're getting back into that writing creative process. And I love it so much.
Yeah.
And so we're looking, in the past, our first album we recorded in Montana. Our second album we recorded Florida, Missouri, Nashville, everywhere. Third album we recorded exclusively in Nashville to an old tape machine. And then this album we're brainstorming what that process looks like. And we're thinking about recording some here.
That would be so fun.
And so when we were little, we recorded in the old newspaper station down the street, which was Top of the Stairs studio, and it was KTTK radio station. And so we've been able to rent that space the last few months and rehearse and write and practice. And it's so cool to be in the space we were in as little kids.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And so we're hoping to do some recording in there and kind of like make it full circle. So
that'd be awesome.
very excited about what that's happening right now.
Do you have an ETA on when you think you'll be able to put that out? And that'll be finished, or is it just
we don't put ETAs on it until we get a little closer because you never know. Yeah. Like the project could get really massive and it could be like 2 years, or we could get really driven in 8 months to a year. I have no idea.
Yeah, just got to go with
the flow. Yeah. Yes. Just keep pushing.
So, one last question I have for you. What's one piece of advice you'd give to women younger than you?
Ooh. It's a really great question.
Or if you have a couple pieces of advice, that's fine too.
Love it. Oh, I forgot one other thing I'm excited about.
Yes.
Is the stateroom. The stateroom's been open for about 4 months.
Yes.
And I just love the food and I love the drinks. And it's been such a creative process watching Matt create all of that. And then our staff in here. I'm here sometimes, but because I travel and tour, I can't be here every weekend. But the staff in here are amazing. So
I can
plug for the stateroom. It's been awesome.
We've been in several times. The Norton braised short ribs with the grits.
So good.
That's my favorite, and I'm a picky eater.
I love a good grit.
Yes. I haven't had anything I don't like, though. We normally get your fries and share that. I've had the lemon lavender martini. That's my
so good.
favorite
That's all
cocktail
Tracy.
ever.
Tracy's amazing.
Tracy is also my favorite bartender ever. She's my favorite barista ever. It's all so good. So yeah, I can attest to that. We'd be in here every weekend if we could be.
Yes. It's bad living upstairs and be like, I think I'll just, we'll just have some poutine tonight or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, back to advice. I think that trusting your gut isn't encouraged in women as much. And so I think that women can trust their gut.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. If you have a red flag, let's talk through that. Don't just let it sit there. Find some advice. And then I think the other advice would be is just surround yourself with people who can speak into your life. And it doesn't have to be people your exact same age. They can be older than you. They can be younger than you. I've always had women of all ages speak into my life. So yeah, find those support systems.
Yeah, I think that's all really good advice. Yeah. So, okay. Well, thank you for visiting with us today.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, this has been Rachel Starnes, one of my most favorite people ever also. Come to Jude's if you haven't. Come to the stateroom if you haven't. And then if you need an Airbnb, there's one right upstairs.
That's right.
Thanks, Rachel.
Okay, I'll take us out with a little tune. Oh, perfect.
I like that. That felt soulsy.
Yeah, it's called Crunch Mountain Backstep.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Girl Power is sponsored by Covell, Flowers, Espresso, Bakery, and Gifts, Harry's Salon and Spa, Kim Breeden with Shelter Insurance, June and Beyond Women's Boutique, and Tees to Custom Apparel.